I'm a Belgian Malinois, and today I'm going to talk about something most owners whisper about but rarely explain properly: breeding. Specifically, why humans collect semen from dogs like me, what actually happens in that process, and why it matters so much more than people assume. Let's start with the obvious question. Why would anyone want more of me? Simple. Because what runs through my blood isn't just energy, it's decades of careful selection. Working line Malinois aren't bred randomly. We're bred for drive, nerve strength, trainability, scentability, bite work, and resilience under stress. Police departments, military units, and protection sport competitors are constantly searching for dogs with proven genetics, dogs who've already shown they can do the grunch at the highest level. If I've proven myself in real work, my genetics become valuable, and that's where breeding programs come in. Now, why semen collection specifically instead of just letting natural breeding happen? A few real reasons. First, logistics. The best male and the best female for a breeding program are often not in the same country, sometimes not even on the same continent. A working line stud might be in Belgium, while the ideal female is in the US. Natural breeding would mean flying one of us across the world, which is stressful, expensive, and sometimes medically risky. Collecting and freezing semen solves that. It can be shipped, stored, and used exactly when needed. Second, preservation. If I'm a dog with exceptional working ability, breeders want to preserve my genetics even after I'm gone. Frozen semen can outlive me by decades. Some of the most legendary working Malinois in history have sired litters years after their own death, simply because their genetic material was collected and stored properly. That's not science fiction. That's standard practice in serious working dog breeding programs. Third, health and reproductive control. Collection allows for things natural breeding can't guarantee: controlling exact timing with the female's fertility window, testing semen quality and sperm count beforehand, and avoiding physical injury that can sometimes happen during natural mating, especially with high drive, intense dogs like me. It also allows for artificial insemination, which means the female doesn't have to travel or undergo the stress of meeting an unfamiliar male. So how does it actually work? A veterinarian or trained reproductive specialist usually handles the process. It's quick, it's clinical, and contrary to what people imagine, it's not invasive or harmful. The semen is then evaluated under a microscope, checking motility, concentration, and overall quality, before it's either used immediately for insemination or frozen in specialized containers using liquid nitrogen for future use. Here's the part most people don't realize. Not every dog gets chosen for this. Reputable breeding programs don't just pick dogs because they're purebred or have a nice pedigree on paper. They look at hip and elbow health clearances, genetic disease testing, working titles, temperament evaluations, and real proven performance. Whether that's police work, IGP/Schutzhund titles, search and rescue success, or competitive sport records. If a Malinois hasn't proven himself, responsible breeders won't use him just because he looks the part. This is also why ethical breeding matters so much in my breed specifically. Malinois are powerful, high-drive, complicated dogs. The wrong breeding, combining unstable nerves, excessive aggression, or poor health, can produce puppies that struggle their entire lives, or worse, end up surrendered to shelters because families weren't prepared for what they took home. Responsible semen collection and selective breeding exist specifically to protect the future of dogs like me, to make sure the next generation is mentally stable, physically sound, and capable of doing real work, not just looking impressive on camera. So when people are surprised that semen collection happens with working dogs, I want them to understand it's not strange, and it's not just about creating more puppies. It's about protecting bloodlines that took generations to build. It's about giving police departments and military units access to proven genetics, no matter where in the world they're located. And it's about making sure that breed like mine doesn't get diluted by careless, profit-driven breeding that ignores everything that makes us who we are. So here's my real question for you. When you see a cute Malinois puppy for sale online, do you ever stop to ask where that bloodline actually came from? Or does the price tag matter more than the decades of selective breeding behind it?